Hello, everyone. GM Admiral here, also known as Al Spader. I'm the author of the Sentience role-playing game, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about the GM screen inserts that you may have gotten along with your Kickstarter. Kickstarter has finished fulfilling. All of Sentience is up on Drive-Thru RPG right now for print on demand or digital if you wish. And a bunch of people have gotten the GM screen inserts and weren't quite sure what to do with them. So essentially, we learned that our print-on-demand source doesn't do GM screens, and GM screens were going to be a significant price hike due to tariffs and things like that. So we wanted to make this as easy as possible for people to potentially have a GM screen. So we're going to go over the GM screen real quick, and then I'm going to show you what I'm doing with those inserts. Okay, so let's go to dual cam. Here we go. You got Hello Bot up there in the corner, welcoming in you all to another fun Sentience video. But Jay did an awesome job. Jay Sedalius from the Yellow Hand did an awesome job putting together what I think would be a spectacular GM screen to have for your players as you are playing a game of Sentience. Now, what I love about what we were able to design was, first of all, we got to get up at the top all of the different types of essentially these are like your social groups, okay? Different social groups that all have different kind of perceptions about robot life and what it's like. So those are all up there for people to see. But the part that's really cool that you don't see very often is you have player-facing information on this GM screen. This talks about how do you essentially level up your character, right? How do I earn character points? What questions do I ask? And then how can I spend those character points? So while you have your stuff facing you as the GM, the characters will have stuff facing them that they can use at the end of a mission. Now you will know that the back is blank, of course, because these are essentially cardboard inserts. They're thick paper, essentially. And the backside, typical GM screen stuff. What are the difficulties of the tasks? Complication range is a big one that I like to mess with. What can you do with a value sacrifice? When a character says, I want to sacrifice a value, what are some things they can do? These are major actions. These, again, are things that your NPCs can do, but also what the players can do. Minor actions, free actions, and reactions. Don't forget, Sentience is using the reaction system. And you'll see a lot more of this coming in the future, especially when it comes to environmental effects. Then we have random damage. So if you take 3 damages, you are deactivated and removed from the game until you can be repaired. So what are the random damages? Well, you take 6 points of drain in a single attack. You can roll randomly on the damage table. Like your hydraulic stability rotors are seized up, so maybe you're not standing up as well, or you're not moving as well. Your auditory receivers are offline. Maybe you can't hear anyone, right? So these are just some fun little role-playing type things that you can add when you take a damage. And then, of course, momentum spends. These are what can you spend momentum on when you are in combat. So all very, very important information. And, of course, it doesn't hurt to just lay these out in front of you. But I know a lot of people like to use GM screens. So let me show you what I was able to find and how I'm planning on using this. So what I think that you can even get these on Drive-Thru RPG, but I searched up the world's greatest screen. This is called a customizable game screen, and I chose to get the portrait version. You can get a vertical version. They even have short versions as well. They come in all sorts of colors, and I just looked this up online. I think it was $30, and basically, it's a lot like when we had binders in high school, where you can slide stuff down in. And I chose 4 panels. So if this is the world's greatest GM screen, the 4 inner panels are going to be what are facing me. So I would take out their little advertisements here and make room for whatever I want. Now, some people also use wormwood screens that are customizable like this. And there are lots of different companies that are doing stuff like that now. So you can also do something like that. I know that there are magnetic screens that you can use these days. So anything that is a customizable GM screen you can use. So Go ahead, slide the information in. And notice that I did take, you decided to use silver just for the inspiration, the robot inspiration. And it's a nice snug fit, which is what you want. And you basically go down and get all 4 inserts. That's why we called them inserts on the Kickstarter. And you get them slid in like this. Okay. And then once you stand up your screen, you now have one completely built. So that's what they look like there. And then, of course, on the other side, you have the player-facing information. So you can, go through and do, oh, well, my episode aftermath is going to go on this end, and so on and so forth. Actually, I think I'll put that over here for the players to see as they are leveling up, especially at the end of a session, right? Because everybody wants to know how do they make their character change over time. And make sure if you are getting one of these to look for a 4-panel, because they do make them in 3 panels as well. The 3 panels happen to be a little bit cheaper. So don't necessarily just go for whatever the cheapest product is, because you might end up with a not enough panels to hold all of your inserts. So, like I said, I really like how the silver background kind of complements. I would prefer that their logo isn't right here because it's going to cover up some of my robots. Some of the other companies might not have their logos there. I checked to see if it was a sticker that I could peel off, and it's not. So that's a little bit unfortunate. But, oh, I guess it's printed in the back, so you go right over it. That's pretty cool. Actually, I thought it was printed on the plastic, but it's not. It's printed on the back, so that's awesome. So once you've done this, you can have the player-facing side and then the GM-facing side. And you have essentially created your own GM screen. Now, what's awesome about this, you want to play a different game that has inserts, which you can find, or if you want to make your own screen, like I know a lot of people like to add their own stuff, you can just pull these inserts out, put something else in, right? It's completely reusable. I don't know about you, but if we look at my shelves over there, I probably have 20 GM screens. It's kind of wasteful, honestly. And, to try to help with the environment and to try to protect, try to not create as much trash, a reusable GM screen is actually pretty awesome. So anyway, these are spectacular. I'm going to finish setting this up after I turn off the video here, because I'm running this Saturday at my shop. So again, these are called the world's greatest screen, and you can see, like, you can add maps in there. It's a customizable GM screen. I know some people prefer the horizontal. We went vertical because that's what a lot of a majority of these customizable screens are vertical. There are some horizontal in stock. I don't know if they're going to keep stocking them, but for the yellow hand, we've determined that we're going to be doing vertical layout for now. That might change in the future, but if you ever look at the yellow hands products and you want to get a GM screen, this is what you're looking at. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. You can do it down here in the comments below. You can reach out to me in social media. I'm very easy to find. I love to talk games. And if you have any suggestions on how to make this better, please let us know. Start the conversation down below. And yeah, this is what the GM screen inserts look like when they are put into a reusable screen. That's all I got for you. It's a quick video, but like I said, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit up the world's greatest screen and just look it up on Google, and there'll be a bunch of different companies that are selling them and shipping them and whatnot. So that's all I got. I'll catch up with you guys later. If you have anything else to discuss, feel free to throw it in the comments below. Take care, everyone.